What's going on, guys? Welcome to February's episode of Plus Club, the show where we play the games offered on PlayStation Plus throughout the month, and at the end of the month, we talk about them like a book club. My name's Seth, and joining me today, of course, is Chevy. Chevy, how you doing? How you doing since we did our reviews over on Tasty Flicks, where we reviewed Free Ren Episode 6 and JJK Episode 8. If you guys are watching those animes, just go check out Tasty Flicks and check out reviews and give us your thoughts on those episodes. And are you excited to not only talk about Undisputed, Ultros, Ace Combat 7, and Subnautica Below Zero, but also find out what we're playing in March?
First off, nailed it.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Can't complain. I got to watch anime today. I love anime, so that's never a bad time for me.
Not a bad way to spend time.
Especially when it's two big shows. Lots of investment in them at this point. But as far as like the games go, I'm looking forward to talking about them. But I'm also, I do have some positive feelings about next month, which I haven't had for a while. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. Yeah, yourself?
I'm good. Little tired, but I'm getting some sleep lately, which is good. There was some days there where I was getting like 2 hours of sleep, and my brain wasn't working anymore. So I'm happy that that's a thing in my life. Also, I've been playing the shit out of Resident Evil 9 Requiem, and without spoiling anything, it's fucking awesome if you haven't played it yet. So definitely play it if you're into those kind of games. And I'm looking forward to playing marathons. Server Slam after we're done filming and seeing. I'm gonna make an opinion. I already have some opinions, but I haven't played it yet. So
he's gonna craft it.
Yep. So we'll get there. But yeah. Otherwise, I'm excited to talk about these games. Finally, I got a chance to play all of them, and I have opinions on all of them. So yeah. But before we talk about that, we should probably talk about the games that are coming out in March, right around the corner this Tuesday, and those games are. PGA Tour 2K25 Monster Hunter Rise, a whole Monster Hunter game we're getting, Slimer Rancher 2, and Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road, which I guess the Gold Road edition is giving you all of the realms that are available in the game, which is quite a bit, because I've played in the past, and there was already a lot. There's stuff that's come out since I've played, and now you have access to all of it, I guess. So, and as you were saying, they might have to go... or at some point they'll probably go free to play, because this does seem kind of like a step in that direction of
it feels like it.
Giving people it on PlayStation Plus and giving them access to everything outside of, in the subscription you get like, more currency and inventory space, stuff like that. So I'm curious how they'll do that. But anyway, that's what we're playing. What do we think?
Honestly, looking forward to playing all four of them, and it's going to be a little weird because there's a sports game in there, but I actually like golf games most of the time.
Yeah.
So I have my complaints on the way they handle multiplayer a lot of times.
Was it this series that did that?
There's like two of them we played that did the stupid at the same time multiplayer, and I get it. It's more like streamlined. It makes the game faster, but man, I just want to like be there and
give the option to play that mode.
Yeah.
Have it so like traditional golf, or for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, there's some golf games we had played on Plus Club before where everybody was golfing at the exact same time.
And you were just a ball.
And it just felt weird. Yeah. And there's no social element. There's no spectating the person playing unless you finish before them. And one of them we played, you just sat at the hole after you like got there first.
Yeah, which was dumb.
And I'm like, why? Who the hell either thought to do this or didn't think to not do this?
Right.
So yeah, hopefully it's better. But anyway, it'd be nice if there was a traditional mode where I shoot, you shoot, or whatever the hell, or drive. I don't know how you say it in golf.
Whatever, man.
And if you want to play that chaotic, crazy, hit your ball in every direction, all over the place mode, they should allow that. Also, there's an indie game out right now that I keep getting recommended via Steam that's like a golf game, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. But in it, everybody's golfing at the exact same time. I'm like, not that great. But also, it's like a death match where there's like stuff on the map where you can use it to like shoot each other and shit.
That's a little different.
And I'm like, that's ridiculous. But at least there's an idea there that
gimmick,
yeah, it's not just golf at the same time. Save some time.
Yeah.
Don't enjoy this. Just get it done.
I'm sure it works for some people, but yeah, if I'm gonna commit to playing golf for the day, I'll take my time on it. It's fine. It's the same, it's like if you let me do everything at the same time in like a Civ game, I would hate it. So I guess it kind of works out that way. But anyways, my point aside, Out of the four, it's probably the one I'm least excited for, but I am still, looking forward to trying it out because I do have an enjoyment there. I love Monster Hunter. I have a back and forth relationship with it because I don't always want to play it, but like every time a new one comes out, I definitely want to like hop in and check it out. I did not give Rise as much time as I have Wilds or Worlds, so I am looking forward to playing a little more. I do notice that it doesn't have the expansion name on there, so it's probably just the base game, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to playing that. Maybe it'll inspire me to come back into Wilds because I know they have done their final update for the base game until I'm sure the expansion comes out and we get to do it all over again.
Which is absolutely crazy because I played the shit out of that game. It was like my second most played game that year on Steam. But it was all when the game first came out, and I stopped playing it. And it's crazy that they've already done all their updates.
A whole year worth.
So I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they struggled with the performance thing up until this patch, which
Yeah.
It's fixed. And in fact, you go to Steam now, it's rated positively finally.
Yeah, I should revisit just for that because that was one thing that's like, even with my slight criticisms of certain things, I was just like, this performance is like inexcusable.
Bad, yeah. I've only heard good things about Slime Rancher, and I've almost bought it countless times.
That's a game that I've almost pulled the trigger on a million times, so it'd be nice to finally get to try it.
Yeah. And I have played Elder Scrolls, and though not my favorite MMO, I like the game, so looking forward to playing it.
Yeah. I'm interested in revisiting ESO because it is an MMO that I have played quite a bit. I think I have like 100, 200 hours in it.
One of the ones you've invested time in.
Yeah, so not like Guild Wars numbers, but I definitely have played it. So I'll have to get reacquainted with all the stuff and check out my house. I remember buying a couple houses, all that stuff. So yeah, definitely be interested in seeing how it plays on console. I'm sure I'll be fine. And what's up with everything. Slime Rancher 2, I'm in the same boat. It's a game I've almost bought a million times. Finally get to try it. If I like it, I'll probably just buy it on PC. But we will see. Monster Hunter Rise, also same boat. I've played it in the past. I bought it on the Switch. I bought it on PC right before Wilds came out because I was trying to get myself hyped up. Played it just a little bit, barely. And then Wilds came out. I played that. And then I'll get to play it here. So hopefully this will inspire me to maybe go back to my PC save and play it some more. But I will be interested to see how it plays on PS5. And then, yeah, golf. I like golf. Hopefully this is a good golf game because I'm already walking into it. This isn't like a baseball thing or a football thing where I'm like, I'm not really into that, but let's see how they do.
Though, at least personally, I've been pleasantly surprised by baseball and soccer games. So.
Yeah, well, soccer games have been more fun than I expected a lot of times. So, but yeah, golf has the advantage of being something I actually do like. So hopefully it's a good one. It's one of the big mainstream ones, so I assume it'll be good. I don't know. I know with these iterations, sometimes this one will come out. People don't like that one. This one comes out like, oh, this one's better. Oh, it's getting worse again. So we'll see where it's at. But yeah, looking forward to this month. It looks like it's going to be a pretty solid one. And again, wild that Sony is just deciding to throw so many games out on their PS Plus Essentials list now, because it used to be like 3, and now for like months it's like 5 in December, 4 this month, 4 next month. They're really trying to. I without turning this into Taste Cast, which we haven't done in a long time, I think Sony and Xbox are reconfiguring how they're going to be running their companies, and I think they want to get back to console first, and I think they're trying to add incentives and value to the console, and I think they're doing that with PlayStation Plus right now, and there are rumors that they are going to be taking single-player exclusives back and putting them only on PS5, which I think would be smart for them. I know you guys are going to disagree. Everybody hates hearing that shit.
Well, for them. Smart for them.
Yeah. I always emphasize that. Not for the consumer. Great for them because they want to push consoles. Get those in your house. So you're buying their games through them and not going, well, I can buy it on PC and Steam gets some of that money. Sony wants all that money.
True.
So, anyway, it sounds like they're refocusing that, and this kind of seems like it's part of that because the economy, and all that stuff. And then with Xbox, we're hearing that they're thinking about going back to exclusives as well, which I think they desperately need to do. But we'll see. Anyway, not Tastecast. So with all that said, you got anything else you want to throw out there? Let's know in the comments. What do you guys think about these? Are you excited for them? Are you not excited for them? And maybe you've already played them before. You're going to return to playing them again. Let us know everything you think about in the comments below. All right, let's start this party with all these games that we've got to talk about, which were Undisputed, Ultros, Ace Combat 7, and Subnautica Below Zero. I'm going to start with Ace Combat 7 because I feel like it'll be a pretty streamlined conversation. If you get a chance to play Ace Combat 7, it's number 7 of the Ace Combat games in which you get into dogfights. Every Ace Combat has a different story in a different land with different characters. I don't quite remember the story of this one because I have played this in the past. So when I hopped back on, I was already midway through the game. But it's a jet flying dogfight game. Basically, you go on a mission, you pick your jet, you pick your upgrades, the type of missiles you want to take with you. You get a rundown briefing of what the mission entails. You go out there and you either are destroying stuff or fighting other jets in beautiful skies with cool cloud effects and weather effects. And you typically either have to fight somebody and destroy them or do something within a time limit. This game does have some pretty straight up just hard time limits where it's like do this or you fail, and then you just have to restart the whole mission again. Right. And there are checkpoints, which is very nice of them because sometimes it's frustrating when you fail it by 30 seconds off or whatever. And yeah, I mean that's basically the game. You fly around, you shoot shit. We both played it. Let's jump into your impressions of Ace Combat 7 in February. Okay.
Well, I haven't played an Ace Combat since maybe 2 or 3, so it's been a long time. Yeah. But I have seen them, throughout the years, obviously, and they're always like gorgeous looking when I see the advertisements for them. But like, I'm not, to give some history, I guess, for me, I don't like controlling vehicles in games, just in general. So it's not really like a huge draw to me. It's a big reason why I'm also not big on racing games. There are exceptions. I love Forza, right? And so like, I still want to give it a shot. So I played it, and the good news is I think this game's fun. It's a lot of fun to play. It controls very well. It's gets simple enough if you're just because it's arcadey, which is nice. So it's not a sim. I don't have to worry about that. But it, like you said, it just has like this really, on top of just being easy to play, it's just a really nice looking game. Really good environments. Even though you're mostly in the sky.
Great music.
The music's good. The cutscenes are phenomenal, which is crazy. Yeah. They do a really good job of like, even though they're very long, if you're not into stories, this is gonna be rough for you. Maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting how Ace Combat always has like these big dramatic stories and
they're long.
Yeah, and it's like they're very story centric, which is kind of important in a game where you're just gonna be flying and shooting stuff.
And I like that because it adds some depth to the game, right? Mm-hmm. They could have just made a dogfight game,
sure, and it would be awesome.
Yeah, but it is obviously a war story, so it's. Mm-hmm. Politics versus politics. I don't agree. We fight. Like that's the game, right? So, but the other thing that's kind of cool too is they kind of experiment with like technology, right? Because like one of the early missions, this huge, I guess spoiler, but you are listening to a review, I guess, or opinion of the game. This huge like massive, almost like bomber style ship shows up, but it's not a bomber. It's literally just a giant carrier of a metric shit ton of drones, and it was really cool to like see that cutscene because it was like it was super like Japanese. It reminded me of like mecha stuff, right? Where it's just like all this stuff happening, but you get all these drones flying off, and then you just are fighting tons of them. And the game, I don't know if it is like a guarantee that this happens, but there was a point where one of the other pilots was being chased, and like they kept telling me like go save her, and I thought that was just kind of like background noise, but then I realized they were like telling me to go save her. And I failed that. She died, and then that was commentary of the mission that she died in service of blah blah the mission or whatever, but I still succeeded the mission because I destroyed enough drones, because it technically is endless, but they want you to kill a certain number of them within a time limit. But that mission, that wasn't the beginning of it. Like I was just killing ground targets at first. I was like, like get rid of this radar here, this anti-air gun here, this building here, and then all of a sudden, like it turned to a dogfight, and then the dogfight turned into that giant ship, and it was just really cool to like watch the mission change in real time, and it kept me on my toes, which was really nice because like it wasn't just me taking out ground targets at that point.
Yeah, a lot of the missions always have something else that changes things up quite a bit.
Yeah, and I think that's good because like it keeps you, you know, focused on the game, right? Because it's not just going to be one thing. The voice.
It's also good for variety too. Like you're not just
Yeah.
playing every mission, just doing a dogfight. Like there's like all these weather things that happen too, like sandstorms you have to fly through, and like thunderstorms with lightning that'll hit your jet.
When I experienced flying through a cloud and like starting to freeze up, right? And they're like, you have to get out of here, or you're going to lose control of your airplane. So.
Yeah, you have to like keep track of your environment more than just where jets are at and missiles coming at you and stuff.
And the visual effect for the freezing was gorgeous.
Oh, dude, the visuals are so good. Flying through stuff, it's such a rush for a game that's already like this like fast paced like flipping around
Right.
type game that you're going through clouds and they have effects on you, and you'll feel like your jet starts kind of pulling off from the center of the camera if you're going through something, or like I said earlier, if lightning hits your jet, your HUD will like disappear, even your lock-ons and stuff. So it's like you got to keep track of all sorts of shit.
Yeah, and it's also fun to like if you like shoot down something and it turns into an explosion in the air and debris everywhere, and you fly through that, right? You get to fly through that explosion and debris, and it's just like really nice looking. So, just to be, I guess there's not really much more I can add to it though, because it is pretty basic game. Like you just are in a plane fighting stuff, and then there's cutscenes, right?
Yeah.
So I guess outside of like playing the game, there is a like mission setup mode where you pick your jet and it's loadout and stuff like that. And it was kind of neat to see that the way they handle you buying jets was through like a skill tree, because it also unlocked like your extras, like if you put this part on for more defense, or this this different missile system, or whatever, right? To change. It kind of reminded me of like a racing game where you buy parts to like change the handling of the vehicle type of thing. And that part was fun. I actually liked that a lot because I got to tailor it, especially after like doing, I think you do like 1 or 2 missions before you can afford your first plane upgrade. And I kind of like realized what I preferred at that point already, which was nice. And so I was able to pick, I think it was 3 choices off the bat to go for, and I was able to pick something that was more towards what I thought I was missing, which was nice. So, but I mean, overall, it was a fun time. I don't know if I'll like play this much more, just because like, again, I'm not huge on the vehicles, but for something I haven't played since, was it PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2? I can't even remember.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly
PS2 for
surprised.
sure.
It was a fun time. So
Yeah. The one thing I wish they would add to this game, because they have a multiplayer mode, but co-op would be
fighting, right?
Yeah, you just fly around, shoot at each other. At least it was like that when the game first came out. I don't know if they've added anything or not, but I ain't touched it this time. But every time I play this game, I'm like, man, it'd be so cool if you could do this co-op. Like even with one other person, but like 4 other people or 4 people in general would be fucking sick. Because like,
feels like it'd be easy to do too.
there's already like NPC jets flying around and stuff.
Right.
So like you could just have the story still playing out, and people could be playing those characters or whatever, or just random nobody characters. But it wouldn't change a whole lot. You just have to tailor the combat for multiple actual people,
right?
For the enemies to be targeting. But they just fly around and shoot missiles at you and unload on you and stuff. And there's like AA guns and stuff. So it seems like such a missed opportunity, because like it already kind of feels like you're playing a co-op game with all the jets with you in these dogfights. So
Yeah, you're already part of Squadron.
Yeah, hopefully the next one that they're working on will have that, and hopefully just the whole story. Don't do some weird like there's like 3 missions. Like just do the whole fucking story co-op. It'd be sick. People will love it. Just don't even doubt it. That being said, I bought this when it first came out because I really like Ace Combat. I love the dramatic flair to the stories. I love the music in these games. I love dogfights in general. I do like vehicles in games, and I really like flying in games. Specifically, if you're shooting at people, I like flying helicopters and like Arma, jets and Arma, stuff like that. So this game's definitely my cup of tea. But for the same reasons I stopped playing everything, I stopped playing at some point, and I think it came out on PS4. So it's like on my external hard drive that I have like just a shitload of games installed to on my PS5, just buried somewhere. So this comes up and I'm like, oh cool, I get to revisit that. And instantly, I waited a little late in the month because I was injured most of this month, and it kind of sucked sitting in where I have my PS5 at. So I was like, I'm not going to sit down right now because it hurts my spine. So anyway, eventually I was able to sit down and play it. And I had a blast instantly. As soon as I started playing, I was like, oh yeah, dude, I forgot how good this game is. It is what it is. It's dogfights. Like, if I don't want to get into recommendations, but like, if you're into that, you're into that. If you're not into that, I don't know if this will change your mind. But yeah. If you are into it, it's probably one of the best games out there. It isn't like a sim where you got to like really pay attention to every little thing, but it is like high octane, adrenaline fueling, like crazy jet dogfights where like, you know, you're flying around doing like barrel rolls, loop-de-loops, people are firing missiles at you, trying to dodge them, you're trying to like get the perfect shot on people, but it's just kind of met with this like, it's like with racing games years ago, it's like, what do you do to like, racing's racing. What do you do to like just keep making it better? And they figured out, specifically Forza Horizon has figured it out. But in a jet game, it's like you're in the sky. What do you do? But this game has figured it out. Like there's like crazy weather effects they've added to the game, scenarios that really play with those weather effects. They got like landscapes that are really interesting. Like one of the missions I was doing was like just in this canyon area. So like you were like flying around trying to dodge people shooting at you while you're shooting back at them, but then also there's like clouds and stuff that you're flying in and out of, but also there's like canyon walls below the clouds where people are at, where you could like fly into them. So like there's multiple times where I'm like pulling up like right at the last second and dodging the canyon wall. So yeah, the gameplay is just awesome. The missions are kind of challenging. Half the time it's like I don't interpret it correctly. I'll read the briefing and it's like, do this, and I'm like, I'll do that. And I go to do it and I fail. I'm like, what did I fucking do wrong? And I like go back and it's like, oh, there's a certain amount of points I need to finish this in a certain amount of time.
Well, that was like when they were telling me to save that girl. And I was just like, oh, this is just ambient radio chatter. Yeah. And I was like, oh no, they're telling me.
They're telling you to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah. So anyway, but I do like that it's challenging because, you know, sometimes I just play a game and there's nothing to it, and I'm playing for the fun factor, but like, you know, there's nothing to it, so I eventually get bored of it. But playing this, I was like, I want to beat this fucking mission. So yeah, the amount of jets is good, the upgrades are good. I like the kind of tailor your jet before the mission during the briefing. So, you know, if you're doing more like attacking stuff on the ground, you can equip yourself for stuff that's more like ground offensive. But if you know there's going to be like, you know, more stuff in the air, you want to get ready for that kind of thing. Jets with different, you know, properties, different, you know, maneuverability and speeds and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're into, you know, dogfights, I mean, this game is like probably one of my favorites out there. In fact, I'd be really curious to know if there's other ones out there people really enjoy that they would recommend me if I like this, because
I mean, outside of Battlefield, I can't think of anything.
Isn't there like a World of Tanks style game that like people fly around in?
Oh, maybe. I knew there was a ship and a tank one, but
yeah, War Thunder or something.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right.
I don't know if people play those or like them or whatever, but if there's something like that out there that because there's not a lot of games like this, and if there is, I don't know about them.
I mean,
so
it is kind of a niche, but
yeah, that's why I'm surprised Ace Combat's still going, because I'm like, is there really that many people who love Ace Combat? But apparently people do, because when they showed off Ace Combat 8, that teaser, a bunch of people were cheering,
yeah,
and including me. So apparently we're maybe a dedicated fan base. I hope they keep making them. So anyway, I had a blast returning to the game this month. I do want to keep playing it. Hopefully I'll have time. I'm playing Resident Evil 9 right now, and that's the only game I want to play.
Fair.
But Ace Combat 7 is fucking awesome. Really enjoyed it. Recommendations. If you're into dogfights, flying jets, attacking ground units from the sky, or
like dramatized war stories.
Yeah. And you're okay with challenging jet combat.
Yeah.
I'd recommend to you. Otherwise, you're out of luck.
That's the game.
Yeah, you're out of luck. I can't recommend to anybody else. So yeah, jumping into grades, I'm gonna give it. What am I feeling? I think I'm feeling a strong A-. I really like the game. I think even for a PS4 game, it still looks great, which is
agree with that for sure.
Kind of surprising. especially in a game where you're so far away from things that you don't really have to have good graphics.
Yeah, the ground doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, and even when you get down, it doesn't look that bad. But like the effects and stuff on the cockpit and like all the weather and stuff look fantastic.
It definitely frees up a lot of system resources to be able to do that. So.
Sure. So it's kind of interesting to see how they play with that. But yeah, music, story, all that stuff's really cool. The gameplay's awesome, feels great. I don't know how I would upgrade to an A or A plus. Maybe if I beat the game finally and the story's just really amazing, I would increase it, because right now I'm not super invested. It's like interesting, but I'm not like super into it just yet. But yeah, I'm feeling A minus right now.
Yeah, I'm. You could get.
Yep.
Okay. I'm also gonna give it an A minus. I think it's a solid game. I think in order to be any higher, though, it would need a better, and not at the expense of the experience that it offers. I'm just throw that out there right now, but it needs some multiplayer options. Not even just co-op. I think co-op is like bare minimum. It seems so like obvious, but like they could easily have like modes where like, fly through these rings, time trial stuff, yada yada yada. There's all sorts of like bonus modes they could do.
Yeah.
Just to make the package worth more, right?
Yeah, I don't want to speak out of school on this because there is multiplayer and I didn't touch it. So I touched it when it first came out and it's very bare bones. So they might have added stuff since then. And I know it has a VR mode, which is regretful because it's only like a couple missions and it was fucking awesome. I wish they would just let you play the whole game in VR if they're going to have VR.
Yeah, I mean, if it has those modes, then I just didn't. Because I didn't even bother looking at the multiplayer menu because I assumed it was a single player game, which is on me if I'm wrong. And I'm willing to be wrong. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure it has like a dogfight mode, but I don't know if it has other modes or not.
Yeah, it just needs to be a bigger package. I'm giving it an A minus. I hardly have anything to complain about here, but to bump it up, I do think just make it more. So
yeah, I agree. Anything else?
No.
Let us know in the comments what do you guys think about Ace Combat 7. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you not play it? If you didn't play it, why didn't you play it? And what are some of your favorite things about it? Are you excited for Ace Combat 8? What's your favorite Ace Combat? And again, I'm definitely taking recommendations. If you know like dogfight games that you really like, let me know, because I would definitely be interested in playing those, because I forgot how much I love letting my neck do this while I'm playing and trying to adjust while I'm doing loop-de-loops and shit, because I just get so into it. Yeah, let me know. Next game we played in February was, let's go with Ultros. Okay. No. Yeah, let's go with Ultros. Fuck it. Which is a 2D perspective platformer Metroidvania with a story that I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to. It has a nutrients system, which allows you to upgrade your character. Or the character, main character. It has a very distinct art style of
drugs.
Yeah, a very psychedelic looking game with a lot of really crazy visuals where you go around, you discover areas, you get abilities that allow you to go back to areas you couldn't go to before, like a Metroidvania should, enemies you fight, bosses you fight, a story that I did not pay attention to, so that's on me. And yeah, like I said,
kind of on the game. It didn't hook you.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't get far enough into it too to really get invested. Yeah. But and then your progression is based off nutrients that you can either eat to heal or use them to increase certain parameters that allow you to finally unlock abilities that you can use. We both played it, and it's my turn, right?
It is.
So going into this game, I actually had never heard of it before it was announced for PlayStation Plus. When I first saw it, I hated how it looked. Before I played it, I was like, oh god, that game is, I mean, I'll give them points for like being bold here, but like it almost seems like too much. And then I also, knew it was a Metroidvania, and I'm not the biggest fan of Metroidvanias. I respect them. I'm not one of those people who's going to talk shit about them. I'm just not into them. I don't like the idea of like backtracking. Some people have done it well, but but I get it. You get something, now you have access to a place that you wanted to get to before, now you can, so I get it. So hopping into this game, at first I hated the way it looked, but the more I played it, the more I started kind of liking it. Not really too much, because I feel like the UI and the environment and everything is just a little too crazy. Like, I really feel like the type of people you would expect who made this possibly, because it really seems like, far out, man, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I did start appreciating the visuals, just because it has a look. It doesn't look like other games, and I appreciate seeing a unique looking Metroidvania, because a lot of them all kind of look the same. They're some kind of dark fantasy or medieval or something, and I don't know. This one had like this weird futuristic, like psychedelic vibe to it. Gameplay at first was kind of clunky feeling, but that's because you're supposed to be unlocking abilities and becoming stronger and better and having more things to do.
You always feel super weak in these games when you start them.
Yeah, but this one in particular, because I thought like the attack felt really bad, because you had to like be really close to hit people. It had a charge attack that you boost for it a little bit, but like I used that a lot. But yeah, it just didn't feel great. But then I started unlocking like combos and stuff, and everything started like kind of unraveling a bit, which definitely made me like the game a little bit more. Exploration, for what it is, was decent. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of this type of format, but I did think they did a good job with it. As I was exploring around, it felt gratifying to go to this room, break this wall, go there. Like, there's a point where I was kind of like confused on where to go for a second. I'm like, where the fuck was I supposed to go from here? But then I found that there's like they have like these blocks that have colors kind of going through them to indicate you can break them. I found one of those. I'm like, oh, okay, open that up, and there was the path. So, and then of course when you unlock certain things like being able to double jump and stuff, you start going to locations you saw earlier that you weren't able to go, and that's fun. Enemy types are, from what I've played so far, not super interesting. I'm sure they might get better later, but earlier in the game, not anything I really felt were like a big challenge or that fun to fight or that interesting. I do think the visual flair of the game and the exploration is the stronger part of the game from what I experienced. But I did fight the first boss. Did I fight one or two bosses? I don't remember. And that fight was actually pretty interesting, because there was actually like mechanics and stuff involved. It wasn't just like dodge fireballs and hit them when you can. There was like, you got to get on their back and hit a thing, and they would put things down. And so it was actually a little more involved than I was expecting. So I'll give them points for that.
Reminded me of like Sonic almost in that way.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So, yeah, I kind of liked the boss fight, because it just felt... Because every time I play any game like this, I just expect you're going to get in a room, they're going to fly around, they're going to shoot fireballs at you, you're going to dodge them, and then they're going to try and stomp on you, and you got to hit them when you can.
Yeah, very like Mega Man.
Yeah, and he does stuff like that a little bit, but then also just that mechanic of trying to get onto his back to hit him, and then he gets you off his back eventually. Just added a little bit to it that I was like, this is pretty cool. Yeah, the nutrient system I thought was really interesting. I didn't play the game enough to get super deep into it, but from what I experienced, it's different. I'll give them that. I do think it's interesting. I recently played and streamed a game called Crystal, which is a survival horror first-person shooter, in which you have to acquire blood for your health, and when you get hit, you lose that. But you also refill your guns with your blood, and so you're balancing constantly your health and your ammo, which I thought was probably the most clever thing about that game. And this game kind of has a similar thing going on, which was kind of weird, in which what you use to progress and get stronger is also how you heal. So the better you play and the less you're getting hit, the more nutrients you're going to have to be rewarded. So it's kind of an interesting balance, because there's like a couple fights where I was like, I don't want to eat this fruit, but I might have to.
Right.
And then I did, and healed, and whatever I had left I would put into perks and stuff. So that's an interesting system. I don't know if I love it, but I think it's cool. I think at least they thought outside the box with that. There's also like some kind of like reset thing that happens in the story. I wasn't paying attention. Where all your stuff got reset and you had to start over again, but it seemed like it would go faster after that. That was interesting. But I didn't explore much further than that. But yeah, overall, it was definitely a unique and interesting Metroidvania, which is really weird to be able to say because most of them, for better or worse, are very much alike. Whether it's just a good Metroidvania or not is kind of the difference. But this definitely kind of had its own vibe, which I enjoyed. I would be curious to play it a little bit more, but it's so low on my priorities that it would realistically probably be difficult unless I was sitting around and I was like in one of those moods where I'm like, I don't know what to play right now, and I start playing it. But yeah, I'd be really curious to know anybody who's beaten the game. How do you feel about it, and is it worth going through? Because I didn't beat it, but I liked it. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah. I'm going to try to keep this kind of short because, we basically have explained the game at this point. So my subjective opinions to start with is the art style is too much for me. It's too busy to the point where like the enemies like blend in sometimes, and I kind of hate that. I do give them credit for trying something, 100%. I just don't think they 100% nailed it. I think they could have made the enemies pop out a little bit better because there were a couple times I just didn't even see them. So
I wonder if there's like an accessibility thing. They'll put like an outline around them or something.
Yeah, maybe. The nutrient system, or their version of an XP system, basically, or currency, whatever term you want to use, was an interesting take. Though it feels a bit gimmicky, if I'm going to be completely honest. But I didn't hate it. It's not like enough for me to like really have like a negative opinion. It was fine. It just felt more than it really needed to be. But again, I give them credit for trying something. The format's exactly what you would expect of this type of genre, so it didn't really. There's no surprises there. It did played as expected, which is not a complaint. It is honestly, it's a good thing because we have played games in this genre that felt bad, and I didn't think the game felt bad.
Yeah, for sure.
So that is that's good. I think the biggest problem I have though when I play this game is. Though it does have some things, I do agree the boss fights are interesting. They're fun and stuff like that. And I think it's interesting you can plant things and come grab fruits off them and stuff like that, right? These are neat things. I just don't think it does enough to like stand out as much as like, you have games like Silksong that came out. You have
it feels like
the Ender Lilies games. Like there's just so many others that are, and I'm not trying to shit on this game.
Could be a small team.
But like, there's a lot of competition right now for this genre.
It does feel like a good B Metroidvania to play if you've already played all the high profile ones.
Yeah, if you played all the big ones. I honestly think the game is fine. I just
think
didn't
it's better than a lot of other ones
personally.
I've
I
played.
didn't really love it and I think a huge part of it is I think the art style is just too distracting. It's too much.
Yeah,
and I have a personal hard time with that. That's not a knock at the game. That's just an opinion. So. But yeah, a lot of stuff you said I completely agree with. Especially, I think the boss fight was the most interesting part of the game. I did agree that it was neat that there was like more to it than just blast the guy, right?
Yeah.
And that was fun. I also like the little companion you get who becomes your utility item, right? So there's some cool stuff there. It's not my genre, so it's hard for me to invest time into it. And I've already kind of made up my mind that if I'm going to be in the mood to play one of these games, I personally want to go back to play the Ender games. So
yeah, I really want to buy the new one.
Yeah.
Because everybody says it's better than the other one. I was like, that one's pretty good.
Yeah. But anyways, overall, it was fine. It's a fine time. It's what you expect. So
yeah. Recommendations.
If you like Metroidvania games, if you're into psychedelic stuff,
that's it.
Yeah.
If you're into those things, you're gonna like this.
If you like the idea of like consuming items to not only be health items but also as your currency for the skill tree it has, combo systems the game does. That's something you had brought up. You unlock and make the ability to do like jumps and double jumps and aerial attacks, etc. Like there's just a lot of options that do unlock the further you get in the tree, which is a good thing. I like progression, and I think it's important.
If I didn't have it, I would have had a hard time playing this.
Especially because usually the progression in a lot of these games is equipment, right? Yep. And so this does have a skill tree.
I also like that it's kind of freeform. You get to pick which way you want to go.
Yeah. So yeah, if those sound appealing to you, and if you just need another, side scroll action adventure game to play, so
yeah, I agree with all that. I don't think there's much else to add when it comes to recommendations. So. Grade it.
I'm gonna give it a B-. I think it is a decent game. I do think it has some weaknesses, but it's not enough to make it a bad game. I just not like I said, this, especially in a time where like the new Silk Song came out, kind of a bad time for it, to be honest. So.
Sure. I'm going to give it a confident B- as well. I think it's solid across the board. I don't think it like necessarily reinvents the wheel. I don't think it needs to.
Sure.
But I think it does a good effort at adding to the wheel. I do think the art style is a choice that I originally hated and started to like, but never loved because I'm not really into psychedelic stuff in the first place. So that's never going to be like a big thing for me. But I do appreciate that they didn't just make another dark, drab, like fantasy looking game, but also just like, did something crazy. So
for sure.
I give them points for that. But yeah, the game's solid. I would definitely, be, if I had time, willing to play it more. But probably won't because Resident Evil 9. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm glad that I got to play it because it was not even, I didn't know it existed.
True.
Before this month. So now I would, if somebody's into Metroidvanias and they played like all the big ones, I would probably bring up in a conversation, have you played Ultros? Because it's kind of interesting, especially if you're into psychedelic shit. If I had a friend who's really into that kind of thing, I'll let them know for sure.
Yeah.
If they're into psychedelic stuff, because you're going to love this one. But yeah, that's all I got on it. You got anything else?
Mm-mm.
So 2 B-. It was solid enough. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about Ultros. Did you play it? Did you not play it? If you didn't play it, why didn't you play it? And if you did play it, what'd you think of it? What'd you like? What didn't you like? What's some of your favorite parts? Maybe there's some stuff that happens later in the game that would be a good reason for at least me to continue playing it. If you've beaten it, what'd you think of the whole game? And what's your favorite Metroidvania? Let us know everything you think about in the comments below when it comes to that game. And just throwing out there one of my favorites, even though it's a roguelite technically, but Dead Cells is kind of a Metroidvania-esque platformer. I fucking love that game. All right, let's jump into Subnautica Below Zero. If you get a chance to play that, it is part of the Subnautica series that I've barely played, in which in this has a story, I guess. You are looking for your sister that...
I think it's a continuation from the other story.
I don't know. I haven't played that.
So the first game, there's this whole like discovery of like the place you're at or whatever, and I think this is like you investigating into that, unless I'm wrong.
I have no idea. But in this game, your sister's missing. You're looking for her on this planet. You crash, and you have to go underwater because it's too cold on the surface, and you're equipped for that anyway. So you go down there, you have a pod down there, and from that pod is your like base of command where you craft materials, have inventory, and then you go and swim in the ocean. You find resources. You have to manage your air early on. It's fucking, you don't got a whole lot of it. You have to go back up to the surface to get air, come back down. Eventually you build infrastructure, which allows you to stay underwater longer, move around underwater faster, be able to breathe underwater with certain tools. Mm-hmm. And you explore areas, you discover plants, animals. There's threats that come after you. There's these fucking sea monkeys that steal your shit. Mm-hmm. That pissed me off. I killed the hell out of one of those. There's like deep areas in the ocean that you go to, story element stuff. There's discoveries of past like expeditions or something that have like stuff to find. And yeah, it's basically an underwater survival game. I'm sure a lot of people who've played the hell out of Subnautica are like, yeah, of course it is. I didn't play Subnautica a whole lot. I played a little bit because I'm not super into the idea of being underwater. It's not really a big factor for like it's not a good selling point for me. But yeah, we both played it. Is it you that goes first this time?
You're up.
I'm up.
Wait. No, you started with Silk Song. Or the last
Ultros. Yeah.
You started with that. So it is me. Sorry. So yeah, I also don't like being underwater. In fact, if there's two things I really hate in games, it's operating vehicles and being underwater. I hate both those things. So this was a real struggle for me. And I love survival games. So those aspects of the game, I had a lot of fun with. I liked collecting the stuff, especially because there's unique things. Certain fish, could be food. They can also be water or whatever, right? And it's neat. I like I was like having a lot of fun discovering what made what, I love that you can pin things up in the top right, so you like know what you're looking for. Because I have the worst memory known to man.
Yeah, I do appreciate that it has you can pin like what you're looking for specifically up there.
The threat of air, which is not my favorite mechanic, but it's not the first survival game I played with that. In fact, there was one we played quite a bit where recent Icarus, right? Has an oxygen system. But similarly, in both games, technology makes that less of a threat as you go along. And pretty quickly, fortunately, because I was getting really sick of going back to the surface.
Same. That shit was so fucking annoying.
I'm glad they were aware to make that an early recipe.
Yeah, crafting is super simple, and it gets going pretty quickly.
Yeah, and
so
to give them some credit for this being a PlayStation game, the UI is super controller friendly. Like, big props.
Yeah, played fine. Yeah,
on a controller. A little slow because you're going through a bunch of menus, but it's a survival game. I expect the menu experience to be a little slow. So
when you're like underwater in a 3D environment too, so you're just like floating up and down and free looking and stuff, and it all worked really well on a controller. My only complaint about this is with any game like this is like using an analog and pressing like X to select things off the ground or whatever is
me trying to get my knife back from quote unquote monkey as I can't aim with the joystick and I'm mashing X was extremely frustrating, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it wasn't necessarily an issue for me, but it's just a little slower than I'd like when I play games like this, like survival games in general. I really like playing on mouse and keyboard just because when you're building stuff and grabbing things and resources, it's just a faster process that's more like streamlined. It's not a knock at this game at all. It works great on console, but yeah, it's a preference.
So yeah, it's like systematically, I love a lot of stuff about the game. I also think like the environments for being underwater are very nice looking.
Way more varied than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm. I also like, because you're underwater, they get to play with certain ideas. Like when you make certain chests, they can just be there floating in the water, right? You don't have to put them on the ground. So you can just like, storage becomes a really interesting idea because you could just have effectively you have a 3D space to put all these boxes in wherever you want, which is needed pretty early on because you collect a lot of stuff and your inventory is not very big. So.
Oh yeah, no, I filled mine quick.
Yeah, same.
I also just like grabbing everything I could find at first though too. And I was like, I need to be a little more selective.
Food system early on, it's also super interesting. That's a big part of survival games is eating, and you can either eat the thing raw, you can cook it, but then it starts going bad pretty quick, or you can cure them and they become a permanent item instead. They don't go bad, which is kind of interesting, but you have to have salt. So I like that. I love systems like that. I mean, to bring up Icarus again, we were smoking a lot of food. We were cooking food, et cetera. Like there's always like, I like having all those options because it makes the survival aspect a little easier when you don't have to just hard focus on one type of cooking. I didn't really get far enough to do any base building. I know that is a thing later, but if it's anything, like what I've seen from the first game, I'm sure it's super neat. I like the idea that they have things like the piping systems that you can bring down so you can breathe a little lower, which I'm sure is very important as you go deeper. My big problem is, personally, nothing in this game. I said it already, I hate being underwater. I was having the worst time functioning, first off. I don't do well with the controller. I chased that stupid monkey thing around, tried to get my knife back multiple times. I got sick of him. I fought him instead and got rid of him just to get rid of, and then moments later a second one spawned, and I was just like, I'm getting so sick of these guys already. And then going down into dark caves underwater, not my thing. So I got unnerved pretty quickly, and that was about the time I was like, okay, I can't do it anymore, and I shut it off. So the experience on a personal level, I couldn't do it. I hate it. So as much as like I can acknowledge that it is a very well made game with a lot of cool ideas and designed very well for a controller, I personally just couldn't play it anymore. So
yeah, I agree with a lot of that. I played the original Subnautica.
I did not.
Years ago because I heard all these people saying I gotta play it. I started playing it. I don't think I got it. Like I was playing it for a little bit. I was like, I'm not really feeling this. I don't like the whole swimming around thing. So I uninstalled it and refunded it. That was my experience of Subnautica. And a bunch of people still to this day are like, oh, you should play Subnautica. I'm like, I did. I wasn't really into it. But I don't think I gave it a good enough chance. Because playing this game, as soon as I started, I was like, okay, I got to run, get in the water. Got it. Went in the water, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to swim around, not really into this whole swimming thing. But the more I played it, the more I stopped paying attention to that and started just kind of enjoying that it's a survival game, but it's not like a hardcore survival game. There might be a mode that makes it a lot harder, and maybe stuff later gets really difficult, but it felt kind of casual in its systems and surviving.
Okay.
And like I said, maybe it gets like a lot harder later. I don't know. Or like you go super deep in these underground caverns or whatever. And they're like super difficult. I don't know. But from what I experienced when it came to like basics like eating and drinking, it wasn't hard to find those things. You didn't have to do a whole lot of infrastructure building to really get to a point where you could feel like relaxed on that. And I kind of appreciate that because not every game needs to be some hardcore survival game. It's in this game seems to be like more the experience is the important part of it. This whole idea of underwater survival, which honestly is a pretty untapped market because I mean, who's doing that? Subnautica.
And Minecraft if you force yourself.
Sure. Yeah.
So
That it has a story, I think, is cool. I wasn't super invested in it, but that it had a narrative felt cool because it didn't just feel like an open sandbox where you're just trying to survive, but also there was something to work towards, which is nice. The swimming feels good. At first, I didn't like it because you move really slow. Your air lasts for like 20 seconds, so you could barely go anywhere. And then you have to swim back to the top, and I was getting sick of doing that. On a controller, though, swimming up and down was up on the shoulder buttons, and that felt good. So constantly, like, movement.
I was going to say I got it backwards all the time, but yeah, it did feel good.
Okay. Yeah, I thought they needed to be swapped, but I just got used to it. So I don't know why. It doesn't really matter. But for some reason, I was like, why is that up and why is that down?
It was wrong. It was weird.
Yeah, it really weird. Yeah, that I had the exact same experience. But yeah, movement was good. Swimming was good, especially when you are able to be underwater longer and you're able to build these like tubes and stuff to get down further. Exploration started becoming more interesting the longer I could be underwater. Because at first I'm like, I can't even go anywhere. So, but that's kind of the point. You build the infrastructure so that you can progress further, and it just feels more gratifying that way. Crafting was super simple. A lot of the ingredients are really easy to come up with or craft materials to be able to craft items. I do appreciate the quality of life stuff with being up in the corner showing you what you need to get. If you pin it, you can see the ingredients. Yeah, so that's really convenient because I was like, okay, I need this, okay, I need that, but I also need batteries. Okay, what do I need to make batteries? I need this and that. So, I had quite the shopping list. So yeah, I really liked that. Let's see what else. I liked the exploration. I do like the underwater caves. That is something I'm into. Just exploring stuff, especially when it feels risky. That always feels more gratifying when you're like, oh, I don't know how long I can be down here, but I'm gonna do it. Like at one point, I swam. I created one of those things you grab onto and you go faster with them. I forgot what the fuck they're called. And I got so comfortable that I drove off really far away from my main hub and then went really deep down into an area where it's like starting to get risky. It's like, oh, you have like 30 seconds or 20 seconds left. And I was like pretty deep. I was like, oh shit, should probably start heading up. Found some cool stuff. But then as I'm going up, one of the sea monkey guys came over, grabbed me, took my vehicle, and swam off. And I was like, So I went up, hit the air, came back down, swam after that monkey, and he got stuck in some coral. So I just hit him until he died.
700 times.
But I couldn't find my vehicle.
Oh,
so I don't know where it went. And then I looked over and I was like so far away from my fucking place. I was like, oh my God. So I had to like swim back. I was like, what a bitch. So that was a little rough, but at least I had an adventure that I could tell a story of. So that's kind of, what you want out of these kind of games, even though it was a bad time. I appreciated the atmosphere. The music was surprisingly like really, borderline chill to like optimistic, which I kind of thought was very refreshing because a lot of survival games are really like depressing at first and dread inducing, and this game was like, I felt like I was on like this, like, if it wasn't for me having to be underwater trying to survive, I felt like I was like on vacation on some like alien planet. because the music was just so chill and like lively, and I was like, this is kind of weird. Yeah, I didn't build a base. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm not surprised though if that's a thing in Subnautica. But I'd be interested in that. But this is, and I know I'm the guy who says every game needs multiplayer co-op, but this is a game I feel like should have co-op.
I mean, every survival game does.
Yeah, I think this is only single player.
It is.
And the whole time I'm like, this game would be better with people. Like I would keep playing this if it had multiplayer. Because playing a survival game by myself just is not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just spoiled with all the survival games I have played.
There are a lot,
and I fucking love survival games. But I love the multiplayer aspect. I like working with people or having our own places and kind of like working together every once in a while. And then this game is just a single player game, which is, again, kind of refreshing as well that they chose to do that and make a story-based game. But at the same time, like, man, implement some co-op.
Yeah, but the thing that is weird about that is like Ark and Conan are single player experiences too, if you want, and have a story and an ending. And they have multiplayer, so.
Yeah. I don't remember if Subnautica has multiplayer or not. I thought they added that.
I don't think it does. I mean, I might be wrong, but I had asked Chris about it, and he said it was a single player game. So
yeah. Let us know in the comments. Our Subnautica experts. But yeah, overall, I thought it was. I went into it not excited, and I came out of it going, that wasn't so bad. I would maybe play that specifically if I had the multiplayer. I would get it on PC and probably play with my friends, but I didn't have a bad time. I actually think it was made really well. Super streamlined. Everything worked really well. Had very thoughtful quality of life stuff. Like it was a solid game. So not super in love with the underwater stuff, but I became more comfortable with it, and that's good. The game doesn't really make that a difficult choice in what they designed the game for. Like it just kind of it works. It works well. So yeah, wasn't bad.
yeah.
Anything else? Mm-mm. All right, recommendations. If you're into survival games, if you're into story-based sci-fi games.
If you are James Cameron.
If you're James Cameron, you might like this game. If you're into underwater stuff, that's not really a thing that you really want to be recommending games based off typically, because most games aren't based underwater, but this one is. So if you're really into that idea, you probably already played this because it's like a really big game already. Survival games. I mean, if you're not into survival games, I don't think you're going to be into this because this has all the same major beats. They're more casual, but
it is that.
But it is that. You're maintaining food, water. You're building infrastructure to make your life easier, gathering resources, and there's a story. If that sounds interesting to you, I'd recommend it as long as you're cool with being underwater. And even if you're not, try it out because it's done really well. So, yeah.
I have nothing to add to that. Yeah.
You went first?
Yes.
So I will grade it. I'm going to give it a strong B. I'm going to give it a B. Weak B plus. I'm going to give it a weak B plus. I think it's super solid across the board. I think the worst thing about it is it doesn't have co-op and it's underwater, but once you get used to the underwater aspect, it kind of gives you an experience you're not getting from other survival games. So it kind of has its own place. But it plays well. It looks good. Atmosphere's good. Everything's good about it. I just didn't love it. So B plus.
Yeah. I had a terrible time. But that's not the game's fault. So I'm going to try to be fair about it. I do think it is a very well-made game. And I also agree. I think it needs multiplayer. I'm sorry if you disagree with that, but I think survival games need multiplayer.
There are people who hate hearing that, and I'm your enemy because, like I say, every game needs fucking multiplayer.
And I don't think every game does, but I do think survival games do.
I jokingly say it, but I think a lot of games, as long as the core single player isn't damaged by it, co-op is always a good thing.
But I also think that me and you are apparently in sync today because I also agree that it is a B plus game, regardless of my distaste of it.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a B, but I was like, it doesn't feel right, man. If I like was really into this game, I'd probably give it an A minus. It's really well made. It's just like, not necessarily what I'm looking for in survival games, but they nailed what they did. So, and maybe it gets like way better later. And there's more really crazy shit you can do in the game. I don't know, but also all that would be cooler with friends. I'm not punishing it. My grade didn't go down because of the co-op thing, though. Just to be clear about that, I don't want anybody thinking that because I didn't get my way, I'm lowering my grade. I just
if I had a personal grade, it'd be a fucking D- for me. But
yeah,
but I everything about it is not my cup of tea. So
sure. All right. Well, let us know in the comments. What'd you guys think? We both gave it a B plus. Have you played it? Subnautica Below Zero. Have you played the original too? Let me know your thoughts on that. But did you like it? Did you not like it? How'd you like it compared to the original game? I haven't played them in contrast. And if you didn't play, why don't you play it? Favorite things about it? Sell it to me. Give me to play it. Pick it up on PC. What happens later that makes the game really fucking cool if something does happen? I don't care if you really spoil anything for me in terms of story, unless it's that good. Let me know. Like, oh, you really got to play the story.
Maybe a warning for other people, but
yeah. But just tell me. Just warn other people. And tell us everything you're thinking about when it comes to Subnautica Below Zero in the comments below. Last game we played in February was Undisputed, which is a boxing game. You either pick legendary boxers from real life and fight each other, or you make your own boxer and play them in a career mode where you sign up for matches. You what's it called? Go to the gym and recover. You train in between boosting certain things, and
you get different coaches for things, etc.
Different coaches. And you get in the ring and you punch people and they punch you back. It's got, for any boxing fans out there, I apologize, but blocking.
I don't.
The whole dodging, juking thing that people do in boxing.
The wiggle at the waist.
Yep. Real-time damage, which you'd expect from a boxing game.
It's actually pretty good about that.
Sluggish movement. A stamina system. If you're sitting there punching all day, you lose your stamina permanently if you drain it too much. And yeah, is there anything else?
It's a boxing game.
It's a boxing game. You punch each other. We both played it. Who goes first this time?
I think it is you this time.
Okay. I hopped in this game actually pretty optimistic because I like boxing games, and I left this game not being a big fan of it. So I hopped in. First thing I did was made a character. I made a ridiculous looking character, of course, because that when you have a character, when I'm playing a game that I know I'm not going to probably play later, and I just have to make a character for something, I just make the most ridiculous. I test the character creator to see how crazy I can make a character look. You can make them look pretty crazy in this game. So
I couldn't make Lord Farquaad, but
true. But I made a really goofy looking dude that I think you guys are seeing on screen. And I made him whatever the heaviest weight there is. He's a big old strong boy.
Yeah, I don't know the boxing terms.
I think I made him wrong though, because he was really bad, and I recognized that once I went and played just like normal mode with like pre-made boxers, like real life boxers, because they all played like way better. My guy was terrible. I made a mistake, but anyway, hopped in. I made a mistake. I made a mistake with how he looks. I made a mistake with how he how he fought, because I felt like I just couldn't get anything done with that dude. Yeah, I mean it's boxing. I think the controls are a little. I feel like they maybe could be improved. I'm not sure how you would do it, but they feel a little encumbered. I feel like there's a lot of buttons you're pressing while pressing other buttons to get things to happen. But not necessarily to a detriment, but it just didn't feel good, in my opinion. The matches, like any boxing game, when you win, it feels great. When you lose, it sucks. But in this, I felt like the AI wasn't very smart.
No, they're dumb.
Yeah, like dumber than I expected, which kind of sucked. There was literally, I tested it with multiple fights. I would block, and then they would block, and then we would both just stand there. And I would unblock, and they'd still be blocked. And then I'd block again, and they just keep blocking. So they're just waiting for me to swing at them. And I'm like, the whole match? You're not going to, I have to do something?
Energy. They got to get that to the 9th round before they can start punching you, dude.
It's just, I was like, I don't want to just sit here and block while you block the whole time. So, and of course, you can just punch him in the stomach or whatever. But I'm like, you're not going to do anything? You're not even going to, try anything? It's really weird. So, the AI is not very intelligent. Also, the game has some glitches in it. I don't know if it's in this footage or not. I posted on the Discord, I think, though. But my guy's head got like stuck under his elbow.
Oh, funny.
And I was like, his head was like down between his arms. He was blocking up here, and there's no head up here anymore. And I told Josh, I was like, my fucking defense is impenetrable. And Josh is like, one clean uppercut, and it'd be over for you. And I was like,
true.
Have to be a pretty precise uppercut. But yeah,
I've won a couple fights like that, actually. So
yeah. Yeah, so the boxing feels okay. My guy felt terrible. The stamina system felt familiar. There's other boxing games that do similar things to that. I wasn't super into the training segment. I know other games do stuff like that as well, but I didn't ever feel like I was getting the benefits of it. I don't know why. The only time I enjoyed the game more was when I just played like the free match mode with like, who is like Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson. I think Tyson Fury's in this. That was a little more interesting just because the characters felt like they played better. I don't know if they just like set them up better or what. I don't know what the hell's going on there. My guy just really felt terrible. And I almost thought about making, what's the lightest weight in boxing? Do you know?
Felter?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know the weight classes in boxing.
Featherweight? I don't know. But in prior boxing games, I've made those, and they can't knock each other out, and that always drives me nuts. Because I want to play people who like will fucking knock a dude out, and like when you play like lighter weight dudes, they have like more stamina, but they're just like punch each other constantly, and yeah, and just nothing happens. And like when I see boxing, I'm like, knock the fucker out. So yeah, it's hard for me to play those guys. You have anything to add? Because I don't really have a whole lot.
I mean, so very similar experience. I also agree that the controls are a little encumbersome, and the gameplay is a pinch clunky. Though I did expect it a little bit because boxing it's not like a fast paced thing, right?
Yeah, it's not dead or alive.
And the controls did make sense. I don't have complaints about that. I did like that they had multiple different, basically like health bars for like your stamina, your stomach, your face. If you had cuts, etc.
Yeah,
and they did a good job with like the coaches and stuff like that. Especially as you unlocked more, as you got further in the campaign, you'd get people who could specialize in cleaning up cuts, in between rounds, or people who are better at getting your stamina back, etc. And so like you really did kind of get to build a character as you went through the campaign.
I completely forgot about the information it gives you when it comes to the damage you're taking. That is a nice touch.
Yeah,
I like
and
that.
like I took a big blow to the head at one point, and I watched my bar just go down, and I was like, "Whoa, back up!" And I was able to like get away, recover a little bit. He'd get
which
close,
is nice
I'd
too
swing,
because
so he'd block.
The coach will like give you like pointers or whatever too, and then you go back in there, you look at the damage you took, and you start thinking like you would in a real boxing match of like, I need to get him to stop punching me in the stomach.
Right.
So yeah.
So yeah, there's good stuff there.
Yeah.
The part I think is the most disappointing part of this whole game, because I actually was having a pretty okay time with it with zero expectations going into it. The AI stupid. I literally once it taught me in the tutorial part, it was like do combos after blocking. I was like, okay, that trick didn't work, and I didn't mix it up very often. I literally to speed through the especially the beginning part, because you do like a small part, and then you get into the part where you actually unlock all the features of the campaign, right? So you do this mini tournament, and then you get to the actual part. And in that mini part, I was literally just left hook, right hook, left hook, block, left hook, right hook, left hook, block. Killed him every time.
That's that sweet science, baby.
It was so dumb. I was like, okay, this is kind of boring. So
yeah.
Body shots were basically pointless for me. I had one guy who was doing a lot on me, so I did have to think to like get away from him every once in a while, because it's like, oh, you're actually being a little aggressive. And I played medium weight, and I cheesed the fuck out of like as much as I could. I made him at the highest height he could be, so he could have the longest reach I could have in that weight class.
This is what I fucked up on. Is I made a really big dude, and I was making a joke character, so I made him really small,
so
as small as I could. Yeah. And then people were just fucking decking me out from across the goddamn ring. I was like, dude, I made a mistake here.
But I mean, I didn't have a bad time, but I didn't love it either. Like I could take or leave it. I could play it again if I
just really hated the AI.
To. But yeah, they're kind of dumb. And I have other things I'd rather play, but that's not a slight against the game. Like, it's just I guess I'm just not the right audience. Like, but as far as like a boxing game goes, it was fine. I haven't really played ones like there's those ones back on it that was the Xbox 360 that were like really big for a while.
Oh, those are great.
And those, I remember those being fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah. But I haven't played a game since then, so it's been a while. So it was refreshing to say the least to play a boxing game. So.
Yeah, I didn't know there was boxing games still. And I saw this, I was like, oh, cool. Where are they at?
And I love fighting games, so it's kind of like adjacent, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
But
yeah, I don't think of boxing games typically as sports games.
Yeah.
Because
No,
they
it is,
technically
but yeah.
are, but but I'm like, oh, it's a fighting game.
Yeah. It was fine. I don't really have like strong opinions other than the AI is really dumb. So
Yeah, that was kind of a big deal for me though, just because like
Sure.
that's the game. Is just fighting a dude, and when the dude is like that stupid, I'm like, oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wish I had more to say on it, but like
It's a boxing
It
game,
is
like-
what it is, and I wasn't super into it
Yeah.
on my own fault, making my character stupid because I didn't think about it. But then also playing the other characters, which was an improvement, but still, I don't know. It just feels like it's not 100% of what it should be. It's like got all the right ingredients, but it just doesn't feel like finished.
Yeah.
In terms of like, the AI, like I feel like they should really put some work into diversifying how the AI works and making it a little more dynamic and maybe a little more smart. So not too smart though. I don't want to just like kick my ass instantly, but just have some behaviors.
There's obviously a balance to making a game challenging, right?
Sure. Yeah. So you have anything else?
Nope.
All right. Recommendations, boxing.
Fighting games?
If you're into boxing games and fighting games, if you're not into either of those, it's what it is. Just like a racing game, like I would just be like a racing game. So I think that's about it.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to like this if you play like romance games.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you're like only into like, roguelites. Maybe there's an element to that.
Why are we
here,
punching each other in my visual novel?
but- Yeah.
So
So jumping into grades, I go first. No, you go first.
I go first.
Yeah. I'm like not on that today.
I'm gonna give it a C plus. I think it could be B, but the AI is just too dumb, and it does detract from the experience because I was just getting bored at that point. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a C plus. I think it is a pretty decent framework, but it could be better.
I'm gonna give it a C. Passes. It's a game. It works. But there was nothing about it I specifically was really into or loved, which sucks because I like boxing games. And that AI is like, it's not broken, but it's boring. And that's like a huge part of the game. So, yeah, I feel C. I couldn't even give it a C plus. I don't think I could go C minus though. There was nothing like, there's some glitches and stuff, but like that's in a lot of games. I mean, I'm not super upset by
Especially
it.
when you have so many movements.
And it wasn't happening constantly. So, and it has some systems in it, like you had brought up, that I actually thinking back was like, no, those are good.
Well, it's good at giving you information, which
yeah.
is really kind of important for that kind of game.
And it functions. Like if you want to box people, you can. I just feel like somebody could do it much better than this. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it a C.
Okay.
So C plus C. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about Undisputed. Did you play it? Did you not play it? If you didn't play it, why didn't you play it? If you did play it, what did you think of it?
Did you try to win with the Short King?
Did you try to win with the Short King? Did you try to win with the block punch combo? What did you think about the AI? What were some of your favorite things about the game? Do you like this game? Have you played other boxing games recently? What's your favorite boxing game? And what's the boxing game to play? I hope you don't say this game. But if it is, that's your opinion. I respect it, but that's not going to be good for me because I would like to play a good boxing game. And if this is the best one out, I guess I don't like boxing games right now. So, yeah, let us know everything you think about it in the comments below when it comes to all the games we played. And that's going to do it for this episode of Plus Club. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you, Chef, for joining me for this whole conversation. And thank you, of course, if you made it all the way to the end of this episode. And stay tuned. We will have more episodes soon. Until then, though, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.